Yo, what's up, YouTube? So I'm resuming that video I did talking about age 5. It's a lot more I got to discuss. So, we had, like I said, parents were together. We had Puerto Rican next door neighbors, white neighbors. It was a diverse neighborhood. Whites, blacks, Hispanics. Well, wasn't like a lot of Hispanics. It was just that one Hispanic family, and it was even a family on the very end of the block that were like Ethiopian, or maybe they were like Somalian. I can't remember, but yeah, this was the year 2000. So looking at the music I listened to, everything I listened to had to be either in the car or somebody like had to play it at school. So the music at the time, like I said, it was no social media back then. So if you want to talk about music, the most I could think of, I listened to maybe Smash Mouth, because that song All Star came out, I think, around that time. And oh yeah, I was obsessed with looking at the WrestleMania 2000. My dad had WrestleMania 2000 on VHS because I love wrestling a lot. Like I said, it was something I watched Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Friday. Whenever it came on, everything stopped. We just watched wrestling. We had a TV upstairs in our room. So we had a Zenith TV downstairs. We had the Zenith and we had a Sanyo in our room. We had bunk beds, and I always had the top bunk. I had no sensitivity to food at that point. I knew though that around this time my parents were like probably separated, but they were in the same house. Because here's the thing, I never saw my parents affectionate. I never saw them like kiss, hug, or anything. They were always arguing sometimes, so I just knew that something wasn't right. Looking back, my dad would pick up some female that I don't remember her name, but he would take her somewhere. And I think she got out the car before us. I don't know. But that's the sign right there that our parents' marriage was just like done with. And you guys know my dad cheated on my mom. I don't know if he did it with multiple women, but I remember my mom telling me like when he did that, she didn't want to sleep in the same bed as him. And the thing about that is too, I'm not like talking down upon him, but that's a sign you can't trust somebody if they are if they commit adultery. You can't trust that person as a man, because when you're married, you take a you make a vow, death do us part, and he's gonna have to answer for that one day, not me. Just like how I'm gonna have to answer for a lot of things. But yeah, I had a grandfather who passed away. Well, I don't want to keep revealing everything until it happens. My grandfather sometimes watched us. I had more of a bond with him than my grandmother. And I had an uncle, Charlie Jr. on my dad's side. He would watch us sometimes. Because when my mom worked, my dad worked, people would watch us. We had my mom's friends. I don't really want to talk about them very much because they were a little ghetto looking back, but They would watch us. They lived in West Philly, like the hood, West Philly, because we lived in a better neighborhood at the time, and everything was so good, man. Like I said, we went to the park. We played basketball. Um, Around this time, we weren't like, all we did was basketball and baseball. We did play for like this association, Fairmount Sports Association, FSA. I did t-ball and I did basketball the year 2000. Well, the year 2000, I did baseball. My brother played for the Braves. I played for the Rugrats. Everybody gets a trophy. You know those kind of leagues. And yeah, see, around these times, this is when we're getting into sports. Not when we're like watching it on TV, but we have like all these games. Because I believe that Christmas we got our first family computer. We went downstairs and we were like, look at y'all gift, and we saw a computer, and we didn't know what a computer was. But man, I went online, and this is how much social media and internet has changed. The only thing I used on the computer was Nick.com. I checked things on WWE, WWF.com, and Cartoon Network. That's all I did. I played games, and I had computer games. Like, we had NHL 2001 on computer. We had Madden 2001 on computer. Triple Play 2001. We had what else? Triple Play, and it's some more. Because we had a Nintendo we got in 1999. This is when we had like our favorite game, WrestleMania 2000. We had like Mario 64. Looking back all the games, man. We had a lot of games. I'm just trying to remember right now, because our next door neighbor had more games than us. He had like a Super Nintendo. He had Sega Genesis. We just had the Nintendo 64. I wanted the Xbox so bad because I heard people in my school talking about Xbox, and I didn't really ask for nothing like that. I was just happy with what we had. But cartoons I like, SpongeBob, every day on Nickelodeon, SpongeBob, Hey Arnold, I didn't like As Told by Ginger. I loved every show on Nickelodeon, man. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowell, Kenan and Kel, what else? Cousin Skeeter, My Brother and Me. This is when they had like black TV shows on Nickelodeon, when the cast were actually like black. Everybody wasn't all mixed raced and half white, half black. There wasn't too much colorism going on. All that, of course. I love all that. I loved the only shows I didn't like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And any shows that were geared towards teens, like Taina, and there's some more shows can't think of. I love the Amanda Show, Brothers Garcia. And this is just crazy, like how my mind wasn't so corrupted back then. I didn't care about race. I didn't care about gender, none of that stuff. I didn't look at it as like, oh, he's black, he's white. That didn't matter to me. Oh yeah, we had like bikes. We ride our bikes a lot, play in the grass. During the summertime though, because we weren't with my mom, will watch us during the summer. It was all about staying inside with the air on. You know, we played outside a lot. That's all we did during the summertime. We played outside. 2000, summer 2000, man, we just played outside. And this was we know this is the inner city. Not like we was poor, but when we had that fire extinguisher blasted and you'll ride your bike to the water. You just did that was Philly. We'll have like a block party, eat hot dogs and hamburgers, chicken, soda, all that stuff. And around this time, like I said, it was no food sensitivities at the time. I ate pancakes. I love pancakes. I love sausage. I love bacon, all that stuff. You know what? I don't think I ate bacon. I ate turkey bacon. I didn't really eat bacon. Um, Pop Tart, cereal, all that stuff. No food sensitivities whatsoever. And yeah, this was just this was like the best years of my life, really. Um, we had good neighbors, everything. Only things I weren't allowed, I never was able to like leave the block by myself. I never did that. I never, cause people would ride their bikes like towards like the corner store. There was a little neighborhood store owned by a Jamaican man, and you could say I never supported like a foreign store that wasn't by a black man. If you want to classify Jamaican as black, but I never was able to leave like the block. The only place I was allowed to go around was like just the back of our house. We would like ride our bikes towards the back of our house. And you had some bad kids in the neighborhood. There was this bad kid named Yubi. I'm gonna talk about him later. But it wasn't like that many like bad kids. And when you would put like the jug on the back of your bike to make it sound like a motorcycle, I did that a lot. I remember somebody who did that, their tire blew out. But yeah, those are the years, man. Yeah, I believe, like I said, I got my cat in the year 2000. It had to be 2000. Yeah. And so I finished pre-K that year, and I was trying to go back to kindergarten the next year. I didn't really want this mean ass lady named Miss Pickett as a teacher. So I guess my mom worked towards getting me Miss Dink. She was another teacher, a white lady. Around this time they were doing like tests on kids to see how academically gifted they were. I was a very average student. I was still very like shy, and I wasn't comfortable doing certain things. I would get really like scared whenever my parents would leave me. I didn't want them to leave me and be in the hands of somebody else. But my brother went to the same school as me, and he was in first grade when I was in pre-K, second grade when I was in kindergarten, and that was that. What else? Yeah. I guess we can go into kindergarten, because I had like friends. I had people that I thought were I called friends in school, but I never knew how to initiate relationships with people. I never knew how to be like, yo, let's hang out, let's like talk on the phone, or can I come over to your house, something like that. I never knew how to do those things. Like, it was people in my class that I called friends. Like, we hung out. I never hung out with anybody outside of school ever. See, my brother knew how to do those things. I didn't. My brother had friends. He had this friend named Devon. Oh, that doesn't come really until later. He had a friend named Cody. Yeah, Cody was his friend. And those friends who would like let you borrow things and hold like toys and all this stuff. He was a friend of my brother. I didn't know how to like initiate relationships with people. I didn't know how to like knock on someone's door in the neighborhood and ask them to come over, hang out. I didn't know how to do those things. So my brother was like my friend. And, kindergarten, going into kindergarten, the only thing I could say is when I saw race, because I didn't know it at the time, but I had a lot of people who were like mixed race, like biracial. I would think they were just white. It was this girl who was half white, half black. I thought she was just a white girl. It was a lot of people in my class like that, and I just was like, man, they're just white. But no, they were, looking back, they were biracial, and I didn't even know it. Even in preschool, there was a kid named Nicholas. He looked like he was white to me, but he was half black, half white. It was an assistant named Ms. Leaf, and it wasn't bad, Like I said, we just listened to music, we did activities. It was fun, This is when I'm introduced to music at this time more. This is when people bring in music like CDs, and you hear music in the car. I'm trying to think all the music I listened to in 2000. So all I could think of was just like Smash Mouth, Backstreet Boys. I remember I had like a Backstreet Boys something. I think it was maybe like a folder, or I forgot what I had from the Backstreet Boys. And my brother had NSYNC, because there was no like YouTube or like Rhapsody back then. So you had the only time you would have music playing if you were in the car or the radio. So all I could think of, like when we had like block parties, is the music I heard there. Like I heard like Ja Rule. Ja Rule was really big back then. Ja Rule was like that rapper. And Jay-Z, Ja Rule. Because all I heard the Blueprint. I heard Ja Rule album with Ashanti, and that's about it. Those are like the two rappers back then.